Have you ever sat there, gotten to the end of your month, and wondered, where has all my money gone? Hi, I'm Brian with Pareto Impact Consulting, and today I'm here to help you figure that out. We're going to talk a little bit about something called profit engineering. What a ton of small business owners that I've worked with over the years kind of are doing wrong is they're not understanding that you have to set a clear target and goal, and that includes with profit. So what happens is they do a lot of work, they have a certain price, and then profit's what's left over. And that's not the optimal way to do it. So what if I could help you guys get a better understanding of what if we changed how we approached it a little bit and engineered, hence profit engineering, an actual flow through approach. And that's what it is, an approach, where we create a scenario where profit is never by accident. Okay. All right. So, as I kind of mentioned, we're changing our thinking here, and we're going to this idea that profit is part of our system. So normally you have price here, okay? And what a lot of people are doing is, so then you subtract your cost of goods, COGS, cost of goods sold. You subtract expenses, overhead, okay? Extraneous other costs, okay? And what's left is profit. Okay, and you can see here that the price isn't determined by these things. Okay, so if this goes up, because there's an equal signs, profit goes down. These go up, profit goes down. If any of your other costs go up, profit goes down. That is not the best way to do pricing at all. Okay. What you want to do is create a systematic, purpose driven way to come up with a pricing model. So, what if we took this, we changed it up? Okay. We have our cost of goods plus our expenses and overhead. Okay. I'm going to touch on this a little bit later, but overhead is defined as a ratio. So as you kind of come up with all your expenses for a year or however you get to that number, you can also, if there's strong seasonality, you could do it monthly, but you create an overhead ratio, and that tells you what part of your expenses to assign here, okay? Other costs, okay? And then what if we added a target? I'm going to use 20%. For some industries, that's too high. But what if I said we're going to add 20% profit equals the price I need to sell it at? Okay? So keep this in your mind. Now, let's take this out in the thing. So let's say you're running a business, could be a plumber, maybe a lawns care. And small business seems to come up because you guys tend to struggle with this stuff more than large business. But so you're going, okay, I want to grow, I want to add, I want to do an extra 100,000 in profit next year. What do I need to do that? And the default is I need to go find more clients. Okay, and that's a great answer. It really is. But if you're not making a lot of money per each client, that's a whole lot of work. Okay, you go out and you get clients. And I go, well, how are you going to go clients? You're like, I don't know, Brian. And I mean, if we knew if it was that easy, we'd all be millionaires, right? So you go out and you're trying to come up with this plan to double your client base. Okay, double's a pretty aggressive word. So things are happening like, oh, how far do I have to travel? Or what are my advertising costs going to have to go up to? or I just don't know. I want to make $100,000 appear, but I don't know how to get there. Okay. All right. So, well, if you look at it like this, okay, this here was almost like a set price. This is just what you were doing. Okay, this here is, well, these things here determine what you should sell at. Okay, here's an example. Let's say you're at 1.2 mil revenue. Okay, let's see if I can break this out. Costs, COGS, maybe 240. Payroll, overhead. What else do I got? So 240, 480, 420. Net prof 60. Salary and total owner's return. So all in here is the owner's going home with 110. Okay? All right, and we said, to double. Well, that's one way to do it. Now, watch what happens if we do a 10% increase to our pricing. So everything else stays the same. Okay? But we kind of come up here and they go, wait, I want to just design here. And if I just add more profit, because that's my target goal, to increase my profitability and profit, I'm going to engineer something that tells me what to price at. Okay. So I add 10%. Okay. Now, if I'm adding 10% and everything else is staying the same, okay, so this goes up to 1.3. All right, everything else stays the same. So the delta there, the change, would go to my profit. So my profit then goes to okay. But we had to increase our prices by 10%. That's one way to do it. Now, often what happens is when we increase our prices, we lose some clients. So people are always like, well, what else can we do? Okay. Well, we could also reduce our expenses. Okay. All right. So if I came out the same thing and I reduced my overhead by 5%. Okay. So what I got? 240, 720. So 60K reduction. If we reduced here, here, and here, it's going to add to the profit if we kept the price the same. Okay. So we would add 60K to our profit. Coming up here, our profit was at 60, so our profit would go to 120. Well, what if we did something of both? Because what I hear a lot of times when I talk about price, and I'm going to do another breakout here on talking about how to approach pricing. We get in this mindset of, oh, it has to be this, or people won't pay X, and all that. And the real answer is you should engineer profit, which tells you your price, and if and when your price is too high, which your customers will tell you that, not you, not a gut feeling deep down in your belly, not an emotional reaction, but your customers are telling you that by not getting your services or leaving or something of that nature. Okay. What you do is that's giving you the data, the input, if you will, that you need to go look at these, and you need to reduce your cost of goods and reduce your expenses so that you can bring your overall price down. But let's say I combine these two together, and you can see here I was at 180, add another 60, we're at 240K profit. Okay. And based off of where I was before, 110, I've now added an increase of 130K. Now, if we were feeling that, hey, where's all my money going? Okay, there's a big probability, very high probability that you're not pricing correctly. We've just gone through some things with like COVID, okay, where supply chain stuff jacked prices through the roof. And if you were not increasing your prices relatively aggressively and relatively quickly, you are actually not following this, okay? Because notice, if this goes up, or if this goes up, or if this goes up, the price has to go up because it's after an equals sign. And if you weren't doing that, you were kind of following this top version, which profit is what goes away. Okay, so as all these things went up, profit was going away. All right, so there's a brief introductory of kind of how you can drive. Now imagine, I'm going to add one more thing here at the end. Imagine we took all this and we did add a few more clients. Man, that's how you start making a successful business. So thank you for staying tuned and coming in and checking this out. Hopefully you learned a little bit. We're going to have a lot more rolling out. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll get you lots more quality content. Thank you so much. See you soon.